Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Rick. I do hope you're having a great day. Okay, so today is day 3 of the van build update. So here we are on a much cooler day. Yesterday was almost unbearable. I spent the entire day in a pool of sweat as I grovelled around in the back of Guinevere, fixing things and putting things into place. Today, hopefully, it's going to be a lot cooler. It's totally overcast today, so it's going to be a lot more comfortable condition-wise to work. Now, going back to the sink and the waste system that I installed yesterday, you probably saw I put that little sink in and it had a waste pipe that went down and just about reached the exit pipe for the waste. Well, I completely forgot, but I'd actually ordered a different waste system, which is exactly the same size fit, but the flexible pipe is longer. It's about 10 centimeters longer. So I'm going to go and swap these pipes over, and then hopefully that will work without me having to jerry rig a bit of duct tape on the waste pipe to stop it falling out of the waste hole. Anyway, I'll show you what I mean when we go over to the van. But I'm just having a quick coffee. It's still early in the morning. I've not been up long, so I've actually been putting sugar in my coffee just so that I don't keep running out of energy. I forget when I don't have a particularly active life, and I don't do lots and lots of sort of rushing around exercisey things at the moment. So when I suddenly take on a project and it's quite labour intensive, I lose energy really quickly. I burn through my glycogen stores really quickly, and I get to that point where I completely run out of energy, to the point where I'm almost trembling and I've got no energy. I was at that state yesterday. I think Steve calls it the bonks. When you're cycling and you're completely depleted of energy, it's called the bonks. And I remember that from back in my early cycling days, years and years ago. But yeah, so I'm going to be sort of topping up with sugary coffee while I'm working today, because I've got a lot of manual labour to be doing. I know it's not ideal. Ideally, I want to be in the state of ketosis, but I'm kind of between ketosis states at the moment. And so I'm just relying on sugar for energy. I know I said I was going to start behaving myself after we ate all those pizzas at the weekend. I said I was going to come home, start behaving myself. Now, normally when I refer to behaving myself, I actually mean getting into the state of ketosis, which it just works so well for me. But at the moment, like I say, I'm still running on sugar. But anyway, I don't want to waffle on. So today we've got the fridge in place, we've got the sink in place. I just need to swap out that little pipe. So all of the furniture stuff is now done. It's ready. I've just got to seal down the sink. I may even just glue it down with a bit of hot glue or something. We'll see. I'll decide a bit later on. But today we are working on the bed. I think what I will need to do, I wanted to keep the lighting. I've got all the wiring and everything for the lighting, but I think because I'm going to be working on this and I'm going to be bolting in new bits of wood, I think all the lighting's going to come off. It's going to get in the way. But essentially, I need to put this into place, and then I'm going to build the bed. I need to put braces between all of the legs to make sure that it's nice and sturdy. And then I've got to figure out a way to build a lift-up lid so I have access to the storage under the bed. And I may also have an open end at one end so that I can access under the bed from the back door. So if I want to slide in, say, a folding chair or something, I can do that. So that's the goal today. Let's get on and make it happen. Right then, so I've just got the sink out with the original flexi hose on, and I've just held this new one up to it, and it's only about 3 or 4 inches longer, but it's enough. Also, it's a bigger tube, which is interesting. Hopefully it will fit. Let me just double check to make sure it will fit down. Yes, yeah, that's fine. Right, so I'm going to swap these over. So pop that into place, and then that, yeah, there's plenty of excess there, so that's what we want. So there's no way that's going to just fall out, so that's perfect. Like I say, I've just got to stick that down. I may, because the thing at this hole, it does give good clear access to any repairs or anything, so I may not seal this down too heavily. I may just, like I say, maybe a few dots of hot glue perhaps, just to hold it in place, so it's not going to go anywhere. But then if I need to, you know, sort out a repair, say for example I've got to swap the tap out, I don't have to be grovelling around underneath. I can actually just pop the sink off, and then just make the repair from up here. I think that would be a good way of doing it. Right then, so that's everything now removed off of that wall. That was the breaker bar and the spare wheel hub. So I think, oops, don't trip over myself. I think we're ready now to bring in the bed. And I think what I'm going to do is I'll set up outside. I'll get the big battery out there and the circular saw on the mitre saw thing to cut the wood, and then hopefully I can just rattle out the bits of wood that I need in order to reinforce the bed, and then make it the way I need to. And I think that's going to take some time, so I'm not going to film it all because it's just going to be quite a repetitive process, and it's probably going to take a good few hours, but hopefully at the end of it I should have a good quality working bed, exactly the same size as the one I had before, which means the mattress will fit on it perfectly. And then once I've got that basic structure in place, we can then go on to some of the more cosmetic things, like putting some of the outer cladding on it to make it look nice. So let's get on with it. Right then, so it took me a little while to figure everything out, but I've got the basic structure in place now, and it's nicely stable, and we've got a lifting up thing, and I've managed to get the entire bed to lift up. Whether it'll stay up there or not, I don't know, and I might have to fashion some sort of a latch on which to put this in, and then what I'm going to be doing is repurposing those IKEA bed slats. Originally they went between this groove and this groove, so now I've added an extra groove into the new wood, so they're going to go between this groove and this groove. But I shall get those done and then get a bit of a clean up going on, because it's all getting a bit, there's sawdust everywhere. You wouldn't believe the amount of wood I've gone through, and my entire back garden is covered in sawdust from cutting out these with the router. These grooves, but they're going to come into their own when I put the slats down, which are sort of only so thick, but it'll be a nice springy bed then on which the mattress will sit nicely. But that's where we're at the moment. I'm very chuffed that I managed to get the whole thing to lift up, because originally I was looking at just like the middle section lifting up and then having fixed end sections, but actually it worked out better just to have the whole thing. So good stuff. Right then, all done for the day. Very pleased with it. It's a rock steady bed, although I may got a little bit of a wobble going on there, but I haven't tried lying on it yet. I'll get the mattress on it, but yeah, I'm really pleased with the way this lifts up like that, and that can sit there quite happily. This is going to be its home. Now tomorrow I'm going to probably build a self-contained space in there. Either that, or I'm just going to put some battens on the floor just to stop this sliding around. But I am thinking, because all that's left to do now is to put the cladding on, and I am thinking in terms of, I've got some space there within which I could potentially get a pocket. Not a very big pocket, but I could perhaps get a 5 litre bottle of water or something in there, like I did with the other arrangement. I'll have to have a little think on it tomorrow.
but everything else is accessible from in here and from the back of the van as well. But I should put some of this furniture board trim around the back, obviously down the side, and then here there will be an opening big enough for this to fit through, but I'll just have a curtain there, and that'll be fine. I'm not going to bother with cupboard doors. But I'm going to quit for today because I'm absolutely exhausted, and I just it's about 3:30 now. I don't want to get started on the new bits, because it just means getting all new equipment out and everything, so that can wait until tomorrow. But I do still have to find homes for things like the breaker bar, which lived against the wall before. I may still be able to fit it in there. I've got a little let's have a look. I've got a little piece of wood there on which I could potentially put some hooks and have the breaker bar across there. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I think that'll do. I'll work with that. Yeah, Gwen's got a much more reasonable bed, and it's just at the right sort of height. I can sit down. It's not like a, you know, what do you call it, like a sofa height. My feet are on the ground, even though I'm sat on here, but if I were to sit back, my feet would be, it's not that kind of sitting on, it's not going to be that comfortable to sit on, but I could perch on it if needed, and on the front there. In fact, let's try it. Let's just see. There we go. Yeah, so I could perch on here, and then we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, maybe 7. If it's like raining and we've got nowhere to go, we could fit 7 of us in here, or 8, 9, 10 even, just perching. But it's not going to be particularly comfortable to sit on. But yeah, I've definitely got a bit of a side-to-side wobble on here. So I think what I am going to do is put some reinforcing, maybe a cross member. I had to remove the original cross member that was on there because it was at the wrong height. But what I can do is put a cross member across and then put a diagonal, and I think that'll just add the strength that I need. So I've still got my garage space. I've still got access to anything in here. So anyway, it's all good. So that's it for this video. There no doubt will be a part 4, possibly even a part 5, we'll see. But that is it for this video. So thank you for watching. Have a great rest of the day. Do feel free to leave your comments in the notes below, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care.